They laughed at him every time he tried. They called him a loser, a dreamer, a fool. But on his 101st try, the same people stood up and clapped for him. This is not just a story about success. It's a story about what happens when you refuse to give up, no matter how many times life knocks you down. Meet Arjun, a simple young man from a small town. He wasn't born rich, he wasn't born talented, but he carried something far more powerful inside him, a dream. Ever since he was a teenager, Arjun dreamed of building a small business, a bakery, where people could feel joy with every bite. He wanted to see his parents proud, his name on a signboard, and his hard work turned into something real. But dreams, as you know, don't come easy. At 20, Arjun borrowed a small amount of money and opened a tiny bakery. He was full of hope. He baked day and night, handing out samples, smiling at every customer. But no one came. People preferred the big, established shops. Arjun's bakery closed in just 3 months. He didn't stop. He worked as a delivery boy, saved every rupee, and tried again. This time, he thought, he'd do it better. New recipes, better marketing. But once again, it failed. Then he tried starting an online cake delivery service. It failed. He attempted a food truck. It failed. He sold sweets during festivals. That failed too. 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. Every time he stood up, life pushed him down harder. His friends moved on with their careers. Some bought cars, others bought houses, but Arjun, he was still trying to sell cupcakes on the street. By the time he reached his 50th failure, people stopped taking him seriously. His relatives mocked him. "Why don't you get a real job?" they said. "You're wasting your life," they laughed. And the worst part, Arjun started believing them. There were nights he sat alone in his small rented room, staring at the ceiling, asking himself, am I chasing an impossible dream? He had debts, no savings, no support. Even his parents, who had once encouraged him, now looked at him with quiet disappointment. "Son," his father said gently one evening, "maybe it's time to stop." Those words broke him. For the first time, he considered quitting for real. But the next morning, something small happened that changed everything. Arjun was sitting in a park, lost in thought, when he saw a little girl crying over a broken toy. Her mother knelt beside her and said softly, "Don't cry, we'll try again, we'll fix it together." Something clicked inside Arjun. If a little girl could try again after her toy broke, why couldn't he? He realized that failure was not a sign to stop, it was a sign to grow stronger. And so, he made a decision, one final try. But this time, he would do it differently. Arjun spent months studying successful bakeries. He talked to customers, asked what they really wanted. He learned about online marketing, branding, and storytelling. He didn't rush, he didn't cut corners. When he finally launched his bakery for the 101st time, it wasn't just another attempt, it was a carefully planned mission. He named it The Last Slice. And with every cake, he shared a story, his story. On social media, he posted about his failures, his dreams, his journey. He showed the messy kitchen, the sleepless nights, the small wins. People connected with it. They saw not just cakes, but courage. Not just desserts, but determination. Slowly, orders started coming in. First, a few a week. Then a few a day. Then dozens. One day, a popular food blogger shared his story. Overnight, his bakery went viral. The next morning, there was a line outside his shop, a line so long that it wrapped around the street. The boy who had failed 100 times was now serving hundreds of happy customers. Within a year, The Last Slice became a well-known brand in the city. Arjun paid off his debts, he hired staff. And most importantly, he made his parents proud. The signboard with his name shone brightly above the bakery door. Reporters came to interview him. After so many failures, what kept you going? One asked, Arjun smiled and said, "Because I believed that my next try could be the one that changes everything. And I was right. You see, life will test you. It will break you, humiliate you, and make you question everything. But failure is not the end, it's the tuition fee you pay for success." Arjun wasn't special. He wasn't lucky. He was just stubborn enough not to quit, and that's the difference between people who succeed and those who give up. Not talent, not money, not timing, but persistence. So, if you're watching this and you feel like giving up, don't. Try one more time, because maybe, just maybe, your next attempt is the one that will change everything.